Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Denver, where tonight from Coors Field, it'll be the Atlanta Braves taking on the Colorado Rockies, Game 2 of a 3-game series. I'm Pete Van Wert, along with Joe Simpson, and welcome to one of the ultimate nights for scoreboard watchers. First of all, everybody's going to have an eye on that Philadelphia-Montreal game. If the Philadelphia Phillies lose that game, the Braves' magic number would be down to 1, which means, of course, if the Braves could beat the Colorado Rockies tonight, they will have clinched their 4th divisional title of the 1990s, and maybe the biggest assignment of the year, Joe, for Steve Avery.
You know, wouldn't it be ironic if the Braves did clinch it tonight, Pete, with a guy on the mound that's had the roughest of years? Steve has struggled pretty much all year long, but the silver lining for Steve may be the fact that he has pitched very well against Colorado. In fact, when you look at his numbers against these Rockies, you see that he has not lost to them. In fact, he's 4-0 lifetime against Colorado. This year's ERA at 2.77. The one thing that's crucial tonight, he has allowed 7 home runs in his last 19 innings. Obviously, he's got to be right on tonight. He's got to keep the ball down. He's got to be sharp. Maybe that's what he needs to concentrate a little more to get back on the right track, because he can't make any mistakes in this ballpark.
And not up against this ball club. Colorado 1 game up on the L.A. Dodgers going into tonight's play as well. Also, for the first time in 12 days, Jeff Blauser returns to the Atlanta Braves lineup. He will be hitting 8th. We'll be back with the rest of the starting lineups and all the action from Coors Field right after this.
Another gorgeous night for baseball at beautiful Coors Field in downtown Denver, Colorado. Game 2 of the 3-game series between the Braves and the Colorado Rockies. If you weren't able to last with us last night, the Rockies took Game 1 5-4 in 12 innings as the Braves extended it into the extra innings with a rally in the 9th inning, but couldn't come up with a game winner. And the Rockies win for the first time here this season against Atlanta. Oddly enough, the Rockies still have not beaten the Braves in a 9-inning contest in Denver. We'll see if that happens tonight against this Pep Boys starting lineup for the Braves. Marquise Grissom is in center field. Mark Lemke bats second at second base. Chipper Jones bats third at third base. Cleanup hitter is Fred McGriff playing first. David Justice in right field bats fifth. Mike Devereaux gets the start in left field tonight against the left-handed pitcher. He'll bat sixth. Charlie O'Brien's behind the plate. Jeff Blauser back in the lineup at shortstop. But as Pete told you in our opening comments, he's going to bat 8th in the lineup. We'll see if he stays there and if he's able to stay healthy for the rest of the season. Naturally, Braves are happy to have him back in the lineup. Steve Avery, the pitcher, bats 9th. The defense for the Rockies tonight, Bichette, Dante Bichette in left, Ellis Burks in center, Larry Walker in right, Vinny Castilla, Walt Weiss, Eric Young, and Andres Galarraga from third to first, Joe Girardi behind the plate, and Lance Painter on the mound. Umpires for tonight's ballgame behind the plate, Gary Darling out of Phoenix, Arizona, is behind the plate. Mark Hirschbeck is at first. He's from Stratford, Connecticut. At second base, Larry Vanover from Antioch, Tennessee. And at third base, Frank Pulley, the crew chief from Palm Harbor, Florida. Lance Painter on the mound, 28 years old, 6'1", 195, out of Nicollet, Wisconsin, and Wisconsin University, originally in the Padres organization, taken by the Rockies in the expansion draft. But all the numbers you see accumulated as a relief pitcher. He is making his first start of the year tonight. He has been called up twice during the year from Colorado Springs, but his second trip back up has been pretty good. Over his last 20 appearances out of the bullpen, his ERA is only 2.13, and naturally, Don Baylor hoping that being left-handed might help offset some of the left-handed power of the Braves. But one thing about the numbers of the Braves, and Pete, we know that when the Cincinnati Reds acquired David Wells, it was in an effort maybe to eventually, if they face the Braves in the playoffs, maybe offset some left-handed hitting. But the Braves against left-handed starters this year are 20-12, so they hold their own much better than you might think against lefties.
Yeah, that may be a little bit of a myth that throwing as many left-handers as you can against the Atlanta Braves is the way to beat them, with that record of 8 games over 500 against left-handed pitching. Marquise Grissom will lead off. Then Mark Lemke, and then Chipper Jones, who is working on a, for him, that's about a 6-day beer. Grissom, 254. He has 10 homers, 37 RBIs. He was hitting 286 at the All-Star break, has hit 214 since the All-Star break, but he has picked up the last few games. 7 for his last 12. And he takes the first pitch from Lance Painter outside, ball 1. As you might expect, Lance Painter getting his first start of the year after 27 relief appearances, described by the members of the Colorado media as somewhat nervous. before this game, the most important start of his career. He takes care of Marquise Grissom on a comebacker, 1 down. Don Baylor has an interesting predicament that he's trying to work his way through. He's got 2 pitchers, Brett Saberhagen and Billy Swift, who have been nursing either shoulder or arm problems. He's trying to keep them healthy. It may mean skipping a turn. It may mean giving them an extra day or 2 off between starts, and he's trying to plug guys in to have Swift and Saberhagen at their best for postseason.
It's almost like a 7-man rotation.
It really is.
But the 2 swing guys are always different guys.
Yeah.
Saberhagen, you see there, back in a start against Cincinnati on Sunday, and they said his velocity was very good, but he only went 5 innings.
1 ball, 1 strike on Mark Lemke. Hitting .246. He has a 9-game hitting streak going. Here's the 1-1 on the way. A little ground ball foul down the left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Lemke.
No matter who they've been running out there this month, though, Pete, and you can credit the pennant race in the West or whatever, but the Colorado Rockies with the best team ERA in the National League in the month of September. And look who's second. Cardinals, who are having some fun bumping off some teams who are contenders for the wild card.
Larry Bernard, the Rockies pitching coach. One ball, no strikes on Chipper. 1 man out, Lemke at first. Another interesting move made by Don Baylor in this series. Originally, he had named Armando Reynoso as the starting pitcher for tomorrow's 3rd game. Well, he used Armando out of the bullpen last night. He will start Roger Bailey, a rookie right-hander who the Braves have only seen for a couple of innings, and he says that's why he's doing it. The Braves haven't faced Bailey that often, but they've seen Reynoso so many times that he just wants to give him a new look, somebody different to look at.
You mentioned Swift and Saberhagen. Billy Swift pitched Saturday. It's the first time in over 40 days he had pitched for the Colorado team. They just got to get those guys ready for potential postseason play.
There's a strike in the count, 2-1. As it stands right now, we mentioned the Rockies a game up on the Dodgers in the National League West. The Dodgers 2 games up on Houston for the wild card spot, so the Rockies right now 3 games ahead of the odd man out for postseason play if it were to begin today.
Don Baylor said after last night's ball game, too, something very significant. He thought that it was the biggest win in this young franchise's history. Not so much just the fact they beat the Braves, but the way they won the ball game, hanging in and coming from behind.
Breaking ball misses. 3-1 the count on Chipper Jones, and he makes that comment coming on the end of the series with Cincinnati when they won 3 games in a row that very same way. Close ball games.
And we talked about that coming in last night, that they're riding an emotional high. They're playing at a season high confidence-wise. A couple of their players, like Larry Walker, swing the bat better than they have all year long. And their bullpen did a great job last night.
Runner going, sharply hit. Nice play. Weiss gets it to second. In time there. On to first. In time there. Nicely done. Weiss to Young to Galarraga. And that's all for Atlanta in the top half of the 1st inning. No score after a half inning from Colorado.
A double play ends the Braves' top half of the 1st inning. Let's take a look quickly at the Rockies lineup. Eric Young will lead it off. Joe Girardi, the catcher, moves into the 2-hole. Then Dante Bichette, Larry Walker, and Andres Galarraga. These guys are loaded for bear and power. Ellis Burks, Vinny Castilla batting 7th, Walt Weiss 8th, and Lance Painter the pitcher. Changes for the Braves defensively. Devereaux in left. Blauser back out there after a 12-game absence. And Steve Avery on the mound for the Braves, making his 26th start of the year. He has 2 complete games and 1 shutout.
And his first pitch on the way to Eric Young, leading off for the Rockies, a strike in the inside corner. Avery's never lost to Colorado. He's 4-0 lifetime against them. Eric Young at .299, 5 homers, 28 RBIs. You know, Joe, with all of the talk about the Blake Street Bombers here in Colorado and all the home runs they hit, this guy at the top of the order set the table for him all season long.
And wasn't even getting a chance to play every day at the beginning of the season. He was being played mostly as a backup outfielder.
Here's the 1-1 on the way. 2-1 the count. Rockies have won 5 in a row. Back up the middle. That's going to get through into center field for a base hit. Eric Young aboard with a leadoff single to start the bottom half of the 1st inning. And as you see, both the L.A. Dodgers trying to catch Colorado and the Philadelphia Phillies trying to prevent Atlanta from clinching tonight have taken early leads in their games. Now Joe Girardi hitting .260, 7 homers, 47 RBIs. Just one for his last 24. See if they have him bunting here. They could also have Young running. He has stolen 33 times this year.
You might remember in his last couple of starts, Steve Avery has been trying to implement the slide step to try to cut down on jumps by base runners, but it's cost him in velocity, and he's allowed home runs while using the slide step.
There's that quick little pickoff move of Steve's. It's been successful this year so many times. Made it close there. Avery has 12 pickoffs this year.
Isn't that a funny comparison there? Picks off more runners but allows more base stealers. That's hard to figure.
There's a strike in the outside corner. He did use the slide step there on Girardi, 0-1.
But most of those stolen bases have come when he was using his old high leg kick. And he still uses that on occasion too, just to mix it up.
1 ball, 1 strike on Girardi.
The concern for Steve of late has been mostly his velocity and loss of it. Other teams claiming that Steve has lost a foot on his fastball, meaning that it's not on them as quick as it used to be. And using that slide step cuts down even more.
Off-speed pitch rolled toward second. Lemke's going to go to Blauser in time there. That's the only play they had. And let's see if Eric Young's okay. He kind of banged over that bag hard, but he's all right. 4-6 in the force play.
This was hit slowly, and I don't think they'd have had a chance to turn the double play anyway. But keep in mind, too, Jeff Blauser, you know, you're going to be tentative no matter what when you've been out for 2 weeks, but especially when it's your knees and you play a shortstop where you're vulnerable in that situation, getting banged on that knee again, and Blauser taking extra precautions to try to get out of the way since he couldn't turn 2.
Now Dante Bichette, 331, 35 homers, 107 RBIs. Braves held him hitless last night. He was 0 for 4. Bichette 4th in the league in hitting, leads the league in homers, tied with Sammy Sosa of the Cubs for the league lead in RBIs. Outside corner.
And he has hit Steve pretty well. 7 for 19 with a homer. Good plate coverage. Steve not able to use a changeup like a Tom Glavine last night to get Bichette to chase pitches off the plate. Let's see how he works him tonight.
The 1-1 on the way is fouled back, and the count 1-2. Some interesting speculation by a columnist in one of the newspapers here in Denver this morning that Dante Bichette, who many feel has as good a chance as any as being named the National League or voted the National League's most valuable player this year, won't get it because of this ballpark and because of playing half his games in this city where the ball carries so well. Here's the 1-2.
It's kind of interesting.
Do you think many voters would take that into consideration, or do you think they're just going to look at the overall season?
I don't think they took that in consideration when Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's record playing in Yankee Stadium.
With the short right field porch?
Right.
No. I found that a little far-fetched myself. You put the numbers up, you got to do it on the road as well as at home. Took one off the shoulder there. Down to second goes Joe Girardi, and runners are at first and second with 1 man out.
That looked like a glancing blow, but obviously Bichette in a lot of pain, still doubled over. Oh, got him on the elbow. That's why I thought he got him on the shoulder.
A little further down than we thought.
He was trying to get out of the way. Got him right on the meaty part of the forearm. And there's some meat on those forearms, folks.
First and second with 1 man out. Larry Walker, the batter. This has been the guy that's really cemented things offensively for this Colorado team. Hitting .308, 30 homers, 88 RBIs. He plays a great right field, strong throwing arm. The runners lead from first and second, and Walker swings right through a fastball. The count 0-1.
Pete, I took a stroll a while ago, checked out some of the luxury boxes and suites along just below the upper deck here. They're wonderful in every way, but I was also down in the Stadium Club and had a pretty good perspective on that foul pole that he hit last night.
And Walker hit on the shoulder, and that loads the bases. The fans here at Coors Field very unhappy, but Steve Avery obviously doesn't want to be doing this. He was ahead 1-2 on Bichette, and he was ahead 0-1 on Walker. And trying to come inside on both of them, he hit them each.
He'd hit 2 batters all year. Let's watch this conversation. Uh-huh.
Well, you know, I don't mind seeing that.
No.
I don't mind seeing that at all.
I think it's warranted. I think it's been long overdue. Breaking ball that got away from him. We have talked before, Pete, about how Steve has needed to pitch inside. It unfortunately is coming back-to-back tosses here in the first inning, but maybe that's something that he's needed to do for a long time.
Now Andres Galarraga, 283, 29 homers, 92 RBIs. He takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. Bases loaded, 1 man out. Inside corner, breaking ball, 0-2.
That's been part of Steve's troubles lately. He's 1-4 over his last 5 starts, and trying to dig out of early holes has been a problem for the offense.
Here's the 0-2 on the way. Just missed the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Galarraga, a threat to hit one out at any time. 29 homers, 92 RBIs, but he's also a candidate to strike out. He's struck out 133 times this year in 481 at-bats. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and he did strike him out. Threw a fastball high and away, got it by him, and now a chance to get out of the inning for Steve Avery.
And he unloaded a good one. It may have been out of the zone and where he wanted it, but that had more velocity on it than any pitch he's thrown so far, and Galarraga was late. One of the reasons he has fallen behind early, we've been talking about the long balls, 20 on the year, 7 in his last 19 innings, but in his last start exemplifies. He gave up 5 runs. They were all the result of homers. In between, he was terrific.
Now Ellis Burks, who came off the bench last night to spark the Rockies, going 3 for 4, hitting .267, 13 home runs for the year. 1 ball, no strikes. Bases loaded, 2 outs. High and away, 2-0.
Pretty good when you can come into a ball game in the 5th inning and do what he did last night.
Here's the 2-0 pitch, ground ball up the middle. Lemke knocks it down, kicks it away, picks it up, throwing on the first, not in time. In to score, Joe Girardi. The Rockies are on the board.
Can't make an appeal tonight in the first inning, can we? That saved a run last night. Good effort by Lemke to knock this down. He just couldn't corral it. Good play, but everybody was safe. That probably saved a run anyway. That kept Bichette from scoring.
Bases remain loaded for Vinny Castilla, hitting .311 with 30 homers. That's a foul ball down the third baseline. Pretty good thunder in your lineup when the number 7 man in the batting order has 30 home runs already.
He has struggled against his old teammates, though. 6 for 43 this year with a homer. .226 lifetime against Atlanta.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's fouled off to the right. And the count 0-2.
And another good fastball. He couldn't get around on it.
Remarkable numbers for a guy who at the beginning of the year you thought was just another middle infielder, probably going to be a backup shortstop here. They wound up moving him to third, and he's having the year of his career. He's becoming a full-fledged star here in the National League. In right field, base hit. Bichette scores. Walker around third. He will score. Throw comes to third. 2 more runs are in. And the Rockies lead it 3-0. 80 RBIs now for Vinny Castilla.
Behind in the count, and he goes the other way. Good fastball. I don't even know if he took a stride on that swing, Pete. It's like he just stuck his bat out there and happened to find the right hole, and more tough luck for Avery.
Now the 8th man to bat in the inning, shortstop Walt Weiss. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch to Weiss, up high, ball 1. Three runs are in. Castilla at first, Burks at second. And the count goes to 2-0 on Weiss.
Watch the swing of Vinny Castilla. He did pick his foot up. It was a short stride, but you can see there how he kind of reached out for that ball. It was almost by him and still was able to get enough wood on it to get it into right field.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch. And that's high. Ball 3, 3-0. Two men out. The 3-0 pitch on the way, not even close. Ball 4. The bases are loaded again. First walk given up by Avery, who has hit 2 batters, walked 1, given up 3 hits in the inning. And it'll bring out the pitcher, Lance Painter. Painter, working out of the bullpen, didn't get much of a chance to bat this year. He has come up 7 times, has 1 hit. It was a double. 3 runs in, 3 runners on. High in the air, center field. Grissom, late jump, caught up with it. That ball took off on Marquise. He didn't think it was going that far, but he was able to catch it to finally end the bottom half of the first. But the fans here at Coors Field are standing. Their Rockies lead it after 1. Avery victimized with another shaky first inning, trailing 3-0 as we go to the top half of the second. Fred McGriff, David Justice, and Mike Devereaux do up against Lance Painter. And there you see the Dodgers leading the Cubs, and the Phillies up 5-1 over Montreal now in the 3rd inning of their game. In order for the Braves to clinch tonight, 2 things have to happen. Phillies have to lose, Braves have to win. Simple as that. If both of those things don't happen, it gets delayed for at least 1 more day. Fred McGriff, a 6-game hitting streak coming in. Takes upstairs ball, and now if you're Lance Painter and haven't started a game all year and your team goes out and gets you 3 runs in the first inning, and you were a little nervous going into the game, you got to be a lot more relaxed now.
Especially when you're a ground ball pitcher and you get a double play to end the first inning.
2-0 the count of McGriff. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that misses low. Ball 3. Now the 3-0 pitch. McGriff taking all the way. It's in for a strike. 3-1.
I'm sure Painter has been told over and over again by Larry Bernard and Don Baylor, do not give the Braves extra opportunities. Make them hit the ball. Don't walk them and set up big innings.
And he leads off the second with a walk to McGriff. So the Braves a runner at first for David Justice, who comes in at 258, 22 homers, and 71 RBIs. He got the Braves going last night with a 3-run homer, but the Braves stranding 16 base runners in the contest last night. Final game of the series of the Florida Marlins, they left 11 men on base, so 27 men stranded the last 2 games by Atlanta. Justice showing bunt, fouls it off.
He didn't have to be perfect. Vinny Castilla was playing so deep and so far off the line, all he had to do was keep it fair.
Here's the 0-1, driven down the right field line, but that's going to be a foul ball.
That's where I was. I started to tell you earlier about being down there in the Stadium Club. The vantage point down there a little bit lower than that foul tape down the right field line. Larry Walker's drive that hit off the top of that tape had a legitimate chance, depending on the angle, of getting into the upper deck. That was quite a blast he hit last night.
The next pitch is low and outside. Normally, in a ball hit down the line like that, it has some hook to it, but he hit that ball so hard, didn't hook at all.
He golfed it a little bit, too. It was down low, and he just reached down and lifted it out.
A ball and 2 strikes on Justice. Another double play chance for Weiss. He takes this one himself on to first for 2. That is only the 4th time this year that David Justice has grounded into a double play. 2 down.
There's that spot we were talking about, though, about how the shortstops with runners on, well, even without runners on, how they're playing up the middle so much on not only Fred McGriff, but David Justice, as you saw right there, too.
Mike Devereaux getting the start in left field tonight. He's done a good job since coming over from the White Sox. High and away, ball 1. He's never faced Lance Painter before. 3-0. Rockies leading it. We're in the top half of inning 2. 2 men out, bases empty. 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Taken for a strike outside corner, 2-1. So Mike Devereaux, one of those handful of players now, have gotten to play in all the new ballparks. Texas and Jacobs Field in Cleveland and Camden Yards in Baltimore, and now Coors Field here in Colorado.
We'll have to ask him his opinion of each, which one he favors. This place will be tough to beat.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Devereaux. Into right center field. That's going to be in for at least 1. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Devereaux heads for second. Here's the throw back by Ellis Burks. And he is on with a 2-out double.
Boy, is that outfield grass fast. Ball skips off that like it's skipping across water. Down and away, and Mike Devereaux shows you some good hitting going with the pitch. But you can see that first hop, how far the ball jumped toward the gap in right center.
Hit number 2 off Painter. A runner at second with 2 outs for Charlie O'Brien, who could use a base hit. He's 0 for his last 21 now. Hitting .236. 8 home runs. He normally gets the start when Steve Avery is the starting pitcher, but he might be in there for a while now. Javi Lopez having a little trouble coming back from that pulled side muscle. Pitch to O'Brien is a strike in the outside corner. Talked to Javi before the game. He said it's not the catching or the throwing that bothers him. It's his left side. It's the hitting. When he swings, it really hurts, he says. And that's the part of the game that injury really bothers him on. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Popped him up right side. It's going to make it into the seats. And the count 0-2 on O'Brien.
And as I understand it, Pete, it's not in a rib cage muscle. It's in the muscle just below the rib cage.
Right.
And I think that's the same area that's been bothering Ron Gant for the second half of the year a lot. Has slowed him down quite a bit with Cincinnati.
Seems that injuries to that area always long time healing. They don't seem to heal very quickly. Easy to aggravate them too. 1 ball, 2 strikes on O'Brien.
As we've seen, and that I think that's a good idea on the part of the Braves to not take any chances to make it worse. It's only going to get better if you rest it. And if the Braves do clinch it the next day or two, I think we'll probably see Eddie Perez get a chance to start a game or 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes on O'Brien. Devereaux down at second, 2 outs. Here's the 1-2. Didn't mean to, and it's fouled off. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Two men out. We're in the top of the second. Rockies already up 3-0. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to O'Brien. Just missed the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Like Painter was already headed to the dugout. Pretty good breaking ball. Biting in on Charlie's hands.
Yeah, Painter thought he had the strike there. Here's the 2-2. Popped him up. First baseman Andres Galarraga. And the catcher Joe Girardi. It's Girardi's ball all the way. And that's all for Atlanta in the top half of the second. They strand a runner at second. We go to the bottom half of inning 2. It's 3-0 Rockies.
We go to the bottom half of the second inning here at Coors Field. This telecast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Atlanta National League Baseball Club and is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission of the pictures or descriptions of this game without the express written consent of the Atlanta National League Baseball Club is prohibited.
Top of the order, Eric Young. First pitch swinging in the second. Pops one up left side. Blauser calls off Chipper Jones. And takes it. He had singled in the first inning. 1 away. Avery hoping to bounce back after a disappointing start tonight. Joe Girardi, the batter, hit into a 4-6 force play in the first.
Against Florida, Pete. 2-run homer in the first to Sheffield. Then he set down 15 in a row before giving up a 3-run homer later in that ball game. Those were the 5 runs he allowed.
Here's the pitch to Girardi, and it's on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Bounces one to the right side. That's a fair ball over the bag on the right field line. Girardi heading for second. Here's the throw by Justice. Overthrows Blauser. It's a double for Joe Girardi. That ball just did stay fair.
Girardi's been struggling. 2 for his last 27. Decided to try to hit one the other way. And that's about as far the other way as you can hit one. You see it kicking up the chalk along the way. Justice, in his effort to try to get him at second, overthrows Blauser, but Chipper was quicker to get over there and make sure the ball didn't get into left field.
15th double of the year for Joe Girardi. Hit number 4 off Avery. And here's Bichette, the first of 2 Rockies who were hit by a pitch in the first inning. In the air, deep center. Back goes Grissom, still going to the wall. It is gone. Off the top of the wall and out of here. That makes it 5-0 Rockies.
Nobody can appreciate more a hitter coming back after getting hit by a pitch and then the next time up hitting a homer than Don Baylor. He was plunked so many times in his career, and Bichette answers getting hit with a hit of his own.
He adds to his league-leading home run title, number rather. That's 36, and here's going to be another one. Larry Walker, deep right field. David Justice back to the wall. Just enough room for Justice. It looked like Walker had one out of here. Dante Bichette now with 36 homers, 109 RBIs, leading the league in both those categories. And the Blake Street Bombers have struck here in the bottom half of the second. 5-0 Rockies. Now Andres Galarraga, a strikeout victim in the first. In the air off his fist, shallow right. Justice there for the catch. And that ends the top half of the second inning. But 2 more are home on a Dante Bichette homer. It's 5-0 Rockies after 2.
I'll show you the swing again of Dante Bichette from that first base angle. This is not a powerful swing, but bat speed. This ball gets in on him a little bit, and tremendous bat speed generated to lift the ball into center field, and then the Coors Field effect takes over 420 feet away.
5-0 Rockies. Here's Jeff Blauser leading off the third. His first game in 12 days for Atlanta. Hitting .218, 11 homers, 28 RBIs. Been bothered by a bad knee. He's kept him out on a couple of occasions this year. Drives this one down the left field line. That's a fair ball. See if Blauser can get 2 out of this. Running it down is Dante Bichette. It's a stand-up double for Blauser. Hit number 3 allowed by Painter.
threw his bat at this a little bit too. That was just the bat came out of his hands, just slipped out of his hands. And that's the way the Rockies got their inning started in the bottom of the second. Maybe the Braves can capitalize.
Steve Avery, the hitter, batting .222 for the year. A couple of home runs, 4 RBIs. Rockies looking for a bunt, but Bobby may let him swing away here. Down by 5 runs. Comes up empty. The count 0-1. 1 run doesn't help you much in this ballpark if you're down by 5.
No.
Nobody out. Blauser at second. Here's the 0-1. 0-2. The count on Avery.
Steve might as well get ready. He's going to get another one of those.
Here comes the 0-2. He got another one, and the same result. First strikeout for Painter, 1 gone. And back to the top of the order now, Marquise Grissom. Grissom thrown out pitcher to first. You look at this beautiful ballpark here, Coors Field. Full house every night. The Rockies will go over the 3 million attendance mark tonight. They've done that every one of their first 3 years. The organization top to bottom is first class, and a member of that organization, a former member of the Braves organization, Paul Egan's the assistant director of player personnel. He wants to be remembered to his mom and sister watching back in Columbus, Georgia, and his brother watching in Tallahassee, Florida.
They've got a good staff assembled here.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Grissom. Sharply hit out towards second. Young over to first in time. That advances Blauser to third. 2 men out though. And it'll take now a 2-out hit by Mark Lemke.
Seems like every shot we get of the concourse area here at Coors Field, it's a different type of food being offered.
And they've got quite an assortment here. In the air to shallow right. Larry Walker. Just in fair territory. Very easy inning after the leadoff double for Lance Painter. Braves leave a runner at third. We go to the bottom half. It is still 5-0. It's been all Colorado as we go to the bottom half of the third. Ellis Burks contributing in the first inning with a run-scoring hit. He is now 4 for 5 in this series. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-0 to count. Burks, Castilla, and Weiss to up here in the bottom of the third. On the ground slowly left side. Chipper Jones cutting in front of Blauser on to first in time. Burks retired. 1 down.
All that food we've been talking about, Pete's made everybody hungry, even the guys in the truck. Dan Regan getting a little curb service. Oh, and he's going to try to make it look like Glenn Diamond's going to eat it.
No, he's trying to get Glenn Diamond to pay for it.
Oh. Fat chance.
Here's Vinny Castilla. Castilla 2-run single in the first inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Castilla now with 80 RBIs. 4 players in the Rockies now with 80 or more runs driven in this year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bichette with 109. 92 for Galarraga. 88 for Walker and 80 for Castilla. 2-1.
As deep as their lineup is with power, it reminds you a lot of the Cleveland Indians and what they've done offensively this year.
3-1.
The Rockies, after Bichette's home run tonight, now with 179 on the year. What is 123 of those here at home? 123 at Coors Field. That's amazing.
Back out of play in the count full now. 3-2 on Vinny Castilla.
And the Cleveland Indians have hit 174 going into play tonight. Very similar numbers.
3-2 on Castilla. Here comes the payoff pitch from Avery. Up the middle. Base hit center field. Hit number 6 allowed by Steve Avery.
Last 2 at-bats, I think, exemplify why Vinny Castilla has had a good year, not only in power, which everybody knew he had a lot of pop in his bat, but the reason he's hitting over 300. 2 hits to the one to the opposite field, 1 up the middle.
Braves bullpen a little weary right now, too. Remember that final game in Florida, the Braves used 6 relief pitchers. Had to use 4 more last night. Line into right field by Walt Weiss for a base hit. Vinny Castilla will stop at second. Right now, Steve Avery is not fooling anybody.
This has to do with velocity again, Pete. Just not able to get the ball by hitters like he used to. Walt Weiss, a switch hitter. There's the fastball, middle of the plate, belt high. Big league hitters wear that out. 26 runs allowed by Steve in his last 29 innings. You mentioned the bullpen. It's getting busy, and I'm sure we might have a chance to see Tom Toby, who's loosening up now, or Terrell Wade, maybe both.
So Toby getting ready for what might be his major league debut as Steve Avery continues to struggle here in the bottom of the 3rd. 1st and 2nd, 1 out. Lance Painter, who flied out his first time up there in a bunt situation here. We'll see if he gets the bunt down. He is showing bunt, then pulls it back, takes ball 1 outside. That big opening on the left side of the infield with a wheel play on. Blauser coming over to cover 3rd, and Chipper Jones charging. And the Phillies not helping things for Atlanta right now either.
I think this play right here tells you a little bit about Coors Field, too. Don Baylor up 5-0 with 1 out in the 3rd inning, and he's still trying to figure out a way to get some more. He knows a lot of times that lead won't hold up here.
This time Painter does square and fouls off the bunt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Here's that shot of Leo Mazzoni in the dugout, and he's frustrated, as I know Steve Avery is. They're both working real hard to try to figure out what's been plaguing Steve, why he's going through these struggles. They've looked at a lot of videotape, trying to go back a couple of years to find out if there are any changes in his delivery and in his mechanics. And I'm sure that's why he was very frustrated in the 1st inning. It's like, you know, we've been working so hard, and here we go again in the 1st inning. What is the problem?
Takes a strike, throwing to second. O'Brien. Castilla just did get back safely as the count goes to 1-2 on Lance Painter. Only 1 man out here. It's 5-0 Rockies. Henry this time gets the bunt down in foul territory. McGriff over to Lemke. The runners move up. Castilla to 3rd. Weiss to 2nd.
That sets up a couple of more RBIs for the leadoff man. But Steve Avery, when you look at his career numbers, he got off to a rough start when he was first called up. 91 to 94, certainly nothing wrong with that. But this year, it didn't start so good, and it hasn't gotten any better.
Batting for the 3rd time in the game now, Eric Young, who has singled and popped to short. Up the middle, base hit center field. Castilla scores. Weiss around 3rd. He scores. Trying for 2 is Young. The throw. He's safe. 2 more runs are in. It's 7-0 Rockies. RBIs number 29 and 30 for Eric Young, and the end of the night for Steve Avery.
Bobby Cox on the way. This was a breaking ball, but again to the middle of the plate. Steve had to duck out of the way. And right now, as Marquise was slow getting to that ball and getting rid of it, the Rockies are out hustling the Braves. They are really hungry for that West title.
Not a good night for Steve Avery. Not a good night for the Braves. They're down 7-0. We're only in the bottom half of the 3rd. 2 men out, a runner at 2nd. The batter will be Joe Girardi. The Philadelphia Phillies are winning their game over Montreal. The Dodgers are winning their game over the Cubs. And making his major league debut, Tom Toby, who pitched at Richmond this year. You see the numbers he compiled. He's 6'6", 195 pounds. He just turned 26 years old. Born in Covington, Kentucky, but grew up and still lives out in California. Huntington Beach, California is where he's from.
Pete, this guy was in the Cubs organization And then when he was struggling a little bit in the minor leagues, decided he'd go to law school and didn't play baseball for a couple of years. Braves signed him out of a tryout camp. 93 at Macon. He went 7-5 with a 2.69 ERA and 5 saves. Last year at Greenville, 7-6 with an ERA under 3 and 9 saves. And this year, all he did was go 7-0 in AAA. He has been outstanding since coming back and resuming his baseball career. And lo and behold, he's back in or makes it to the big leagues for the first time.
His major league debut, and the first hitter he'll face, Joe Girardi. Inside corner for a strike 0-1. Girardi tonight is into a force play and doubled.
And he has really been a breath of fresh air.
Yes, he has. Pops up Girardi, foul territory. Looks like Charlie O'Brien's going to have a play back there. He's got just enough room, and Toby retires, his first major league hitter to get the Braves out of the bottom half of the third, but not before 2 more runs score. And at the end of 3, 7-0 Colorado.
From the people of
Colorado, we go to the 4th inning. Time for our Aflac trivia question. Who are the only 2 Braves since 1900 to hit 4 home runs in a game? Think about that. We'll have the answer for you in the bottom half of the inning. Right now, here's Joe Simpson.
Thanks, Pete. Chipper Jones leads it off against Lance Painter here in the 4th inning. Chipper hit the ball hard his first time up, but bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. Good breaking ball on the outside corner, evens the count. Chipper 5 out of his last 13. Another good curveball. Went upstairs with a fastball, and it's still 1-2. Chipper last night had a couple of RBI chances late in the ball game, and he has had a tendency at times, Pete, during the year in situations like that to go after the first pitch and swing at some bad pitches where he has been a little over anxious. Last night was a case.
Yeah, especially since he hasn't seen these pitchers very much.
Maybe trying a little bit too hard. 2-2 pitch. Stays alive.
This way. See, 3 and 4.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Front row.
It's not exactly a little VHS mini cam.
Not many bad seats in this ballpark, though.
No. Good sight lines. Ball strike 3. Second strikeout for Painter.
He's pitching with a lot of confidence right now. He's got a lot of runs to play with. He's just letting it loose. Fastball caught the inside corner.
Fred McGriff drew a walk in the 2nd inning. That's the only free pass he's issued. One and 0. Having trouble throwing strikes to Big Fred. There's one. Another breaking ball. Fans are close to the field too, Pete. Especially those in the lower section. Not that much foul territory. 1-2.
And it's done wonders for this area. They call it Lodo for lower downtown. And all around this ballpark are streets with restaurants and places to stop after the game, shops.
Drops down with a fastball. It's 2-2.
Parking all over the place.
Yeah.
It's really done a terrific service to this entire community.
You're sitting along the first base line. You got a pretty good view of the Rockies, too. The real Rockies. Out of the reach of Eric Young. Fred McGriff has a base hit. 4th hit of the night for Atlanta. David Justice will be the batter. Fred's now hit in 7 straight.
Girardi set up outside, and Painter didn't quite get it out where he wanted it.
If you're going to drop
So
down,
McGriff likes the ball anyway.
yeah, if you're going to drop down, you better keep the ball away from the hitter. natural tendency would be to make the hitter pull off the ball, but if you throw it inside, you're throwing it right where you can reach it. Justice hit a home run that way last night. Bichette robs him of an extra base hit tonight. Ellis Burks did the same thing to him late last night. I'm not sure if that had home run distance, but a good play nonetheless.
Good play, not the most fluid play by Dante Bichette. He was struggling here. Wasn't quite sure how close to the wall he was. Now he makes the leap, and the grab, it kind of rolled up the heel of his glove. Watch it hit the heel of his glove and then roll up into the pocket. And he hung on. Good play by Bichette.
David can't get one over the left fielders, at least the last two tries out there. Devereaux, the hitter. Mike doubled to right center his first time up. And Joe Girardi out from behind the plate to get Ellis Burks to move over into right center. But he swings and hits a slow roller down the third base line. Castilla, a strong throw, but he throws it away down the line. McGriff headed to third. Jimmy Williams is going to hold him there as Larry Walker gets to it. And with his arm, and when you're down by 7, no reason to take a chance.
Castilla, a great throwing arm over at third base. Had plenty on it. Would have had him with an accurate throw, but he threw it kind of right into the runner. And actually, Andres Galarraga makes a good play here by not getting that glove too close in there on Mike Devereaux. You can get hurt that way.
And only the 10th error made by Castilla all year. Yeah, that's a difficult play for the first baseman, trying to make the play
with the runner
and not get clobbered. Charlie O'Brien can help the Braves cut into the lead. That's off the end of the bat.
Braves again have had base runners tonight. They've got 5 hits. They scored that one a hit and an error. But they can't seem to get the big hit with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
That's been the problem the last 3 games.
That's something that had helped them really jump into that big lead in the East. O'Brien turns on one that looked like it was a ball inside. He's in the hole 0-2. 0 for his last 22. Seven to nothing, Colorado. In the dirt, it gets away from Girardi. McGriff's going to try to score. He's going to have to hurry, and Painter's got him. Fred got a late start. The ball didn't go too far away from Girardi, and the inning comes to an end. No runs, 2 hits, an error, 1 left. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Rockies still on top, 7-0.
It is 7-0 Colorado. We're going to the bottom half of the 4th inning, but first let's answer tonight's half-life trivia question, which was, who are the only 2 Braves since 1900 to hit 4 home runs in a game? And the answer, Joe Adcock back in 1954 with the Milwaukee Braves, Bob Horner in 86 with the Atlanta Braves, and the Braves in those 2 games won 1 and lost 1. The game Horner hit the 4 home runs, and the Braves lost to Montreal.
Thank you very much, ladies. Took me all day to draw those signs, too. Dante Bichette stands in. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first, then hit a long 2-run homer in the second. Tom Toby, in his first full inning of work, delivers a strike. We just got word from the Rockies dugout. Dante Bichette's mom was admitted to the hospital in West Palm Beach today, and Dante wanted to send get well wishes to his mom and to let her know that last home run was for her. Tough play for Blauser, and can't get him. So down in Florida, Dante's mom, I'm sure, very proud of her son tonight. He continues to play good baseball, and he's got his 2nd hit of the night.
Here's a little bit of a surprise. Trinidad Hubbard's going to pinch hit for Larry Walker.
Especially the way Walker's been swinging the bat. I'd want to be up there every opportunity I could get, unless there's something nagging him, an injury of some sort. Hubbard hitting .340, 3 homers, 8 RBIs. Has pinch hit once and got a single. Takes a strike. We're talking about Toby as the bottom half of the 3rd inning ended. It's driven down the line, but foul into the seats, and the count 0-2. And meaning a breath of fresh air when I said that, Pete, is that so many guys come up these days and they have a very confident, almost cocky attitude that I belong here, almost like they've been here before. He was just the opposite. He was nervous and wide-eyed.
He is living a dream.
Yeah, it's refreshing to see.
He said he was contemplating where he would work this winter because you don't make enough money in the minor leagues to support yourself year-round. He said, I couldn't figure out which fast food franchise I would get to first. And all of a sudden, he's up here in the major leagues and thrilled to be here.
His 7-0 record at Richmond, the best undefeated record by a Braves pitcher, Richmond Braves pitcher, in the history of the franchise. Curveball into left center, but Devereaux's got a play on it. Bichette tags, but he'll stay at first, and there's one out. And if we get some word on Larry Walker, we'll pass it along.
And another thing you like to hear about young players, when Tom Toby was playing at Richmond this year, he was voted by their public relations department as the John Zwack Memorial Award winner for the most community-minded player. Did a lot of things for the community in Richmond when he was there. You like to hear that about young players.
Fastball to Galarraga. Bounced by Chipper Jones, and the count 0-1. Galarraga tonight struck out and flied to right against Steve Avery, 0 for 2. Avery worked 2 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, all earned. He walked 1, struck out 1, and hit 2. That one almost hit Galarraga.
Toby has a refreshing way of speaking. He told one of our sports writers, said, I'm going to have to go out and buy some clothes. They dress a little better up here than they do in AAA. He said, most of my clothes are like yours.
He's honest,
like
too.
The sports writers.
Popped up. Lemke's got a play. 2 down. And Ellis Burke's the hitter. He's 1 out of 2 with an RBI. His 39th RBI of the year came in the 1st inning. Is that out in the rock pile, guys? They were sold out there tonight.
Something they preserved from Mile High Stadium.
Ground ball up the middle. Blauser will take it himself, and a good inning for Tom Toby. He gives up a leadoff single to Bichette, but that's all. And we go to the top half of the 5th inning with the Rockies still leading at 7-0. Inning here at Coors Field, 7-0. Rockies on top. Ellis Burks moves over to play left field. Trent Hubbard stays in the game to play center, and Dante Bichette rotates over to right. Charlie O'Brien was at the plate when Fred McGriff tried to score on a ball that got away from Girardi last inning. The inning came to an end as Lance Painter made the tag, and O'Brien back up there with an 0-1 count. 1-1. O'Brien, Blauser, and then the pitcher's spot. Activity in the Braves bullpen. Another lefty up. It looks like Terrell Wade. O'Brien sends a drive to left field. Ellis Burks knows where that one's going. About 10 rows deep. Charlie O'Brien snaps out of an 0 for 22 streak with his 9th home run of the year. And those woulda, shoulda, couldas. You think about Fred being thrown out at the plate, Pete. You don't know what Charlie was going to do, but it's a solo homer, and it's a 7-1 game.
Still 7-1 Rockies, and I don't want this to come out wrong, but this might be good for the Atlanta Braves to have this happen to them right now. Losing a couple of games back-to-back, one in Florida and one in Colorado, as you look at O'Brien again. Games that they were used to winning, losing them in extra innings, and then being hit hard here early in the game tonight. I think it's kind of a wake-up call for this ball club. They've been kind of cruising along, winning 2 out of 3 against almost everybody they played. This might be good for him. It might send a message to the Braves that, hey, it's not going to be a waltz once you get to postseason. These are the kind of teams you're going to be playing.
Mike Mordecai on deck. He'll hit for Toby. Blauser takes outside. It's 2-1. One of the things that may have been a real wake-up call was the hustle of Eric Young, though, on that double in the third inning. I think that might have been a slap in the face to everybody. Weiss with an opportunity and got him one out. And Mike Mordecai will be the pinch hitter for Tom Toby, who worked an inning and a third, gave up a hit, and that was it. So a good debut for Toby. Mordecai 275 on the year, 2 homers, 8 RBI, 6 for 28 as a pinch hitter with a homer. Painter starts him with a breaking ball, 1-0. Count even at 1-1. When I was visiting those luxury boxes, talking to Donna Davis here, the customer relations department, she's telling me about the food offered at those in those suites, but how they've got 4 different pantries on that level that they cook from and you can order from. It's not a limited menu by any means. It's not like you're restricted to 1 or 2 entree items. Just about anything you have your heart's desire, you can have catered to your suite. Mordecai comes through with another pinch hit single. Braves with their 7th hit, trailing at 7-1. And back to the top of the order, Marquise Grissom.
And we got information now on Larry Walker coming out of the lineup. A bruised right shoulder. That might be where he got hit by that pitch.
That's right. He turned away from the pitch.
Hit him right on the numbers.
Marquise 0 for 2, but still 7 for his last 14. That's playable for Castilla. In fair territory. Or is it foul? No, rule foul by Frank Pulley. 2 down for Mark Lemke. Lemke extended his hitting streak to 10 games with a base hit in the first inning. He's also flied to right. Lance Painter out there making his first major league start. Was given 7 runs to work with after 3 innings. And he's thrown a lot of breaking balls, but most of them for strikes. 0-1. Let me correct myself. Not his first major league start, his first 95 start for the Rockies. Lemke has to dodge one. It's 2-1.
Yeah, he's been a starting pitcher most of his career. The bullpen was the new part for him this year. But he's given Don Baylor exactly what Baylor wanted to get from him tonight. He's given him 5 good, strong innings here.
And has only walked 1. Broken bat right at Castilla. That'll end the inning. Braves get on the board, though, on the Charlie O'Brien homer. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Skip Carey and Don Sutton had your way. 7-1 Rockies.
It's a beautiful night here at Coors Field if you don't look at the scoreboard. Rockies lead at 7-1. Don Sutton, Skip Carey with you for the rest of the way. I don't know.
I don't either. I do know that Mike Mordecai has stayed in the game to play second base, and Terrell Wade is on to pitch, but that's all I know.
This is not what we had planned, and certainly not what the Braves had planned. And you and I have watched Steve Avery for a long time as you look at Terrell Wade and the numbers that he compiled at AAA. And I know he's got to be the most frustrated guy down there. We also know that he is a far better pitcher than what he's showing. And I know it's got to frustrate that guy right there, Bobby Cox, and Leo Mazzoni, too. But it's one of those things where it's almost like everybody has tried every possible answer. I think you may have summed up the look on his face just before we left radio over there.
Yeah, and I don't mean it unkindly, but he looks like a deer frozen in your headlights late at night. It's like, what is happening? I don't think he understands what's going on.
He pulls every switch, and everyone's the wrong one. Well, it's going to be Terrell Wade, and Vinny Castillo will greet him. Weiss, and in the pitcher spot, the next two due up. 7-1 Rockies, 7-9-1 for the Rockies. That's out of play, and it's 0-1.
Well, Tom Tobey did a nice job.
Yes, he did. Up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
This guy's sort of a diamond in the rough, this Wade, but he's got a major league arm.
And that major league arm may have given up a major league dinger here. That is out of here. Castillo with number 31. He has 79 RBIs. It's an 8-1 ball game.
Now there is a Denver home run. That was a routine fly ball. You hit it down the lines, though. Especially in left, they've got that tunnel down there, and the ball jumps anyway. They say, some study at the University of Colorado, it adds 9 feet to every 100 feet the ball is hit. The altitude here, so that's just enough to get it out of here. Here's another look. Well, Wade will never forget his first major league batter.
And it's again a 7-run lead for the Rockies as Walt Weiss steps in. Weiss has been on base twice. He's walked, he's singled, and he scored a run. 2-0 to the Rockies shortstop. We were doing a little calculating over there as we were talking about Tom Tobey, who came on the pitch and, as you pointed out, did a good job. 3-0 to Weiss. Figured he made about what? $10,000, $11,000 at AAA this year.
11.5.
Said if he hadn't been called up, he was going to go look for a job for the winter. Strike 1 to Weiss.
He's going to be a night delivery guy at Blimpies, he said, or work at a video store.
So he's going to come up here and play for 3 weeks now, which he might postpone that job for a little while and maybe go surfing. Chance for Blauser. Long throw. Got him. Good play, Jeff Blauser. First out of the inning. There he is. We figured out he'll probably pick up maybe $13,000, $14,000 and maybe a token postseason check. So this little 3-week stop up here is going to be well worth it.
He won't have to dress like a sports writer anymore.
That's one of the funniest things I've heard a young man coming to the big league say.
Said, I don't have any good clothes. He's interviewed by an Atlanta sports writer. I dress sort of like you.
Yes, Painter. He fouls it away, and it's 0-1.
I know you and I don't have much room to laugh.
We have a wardrobe for radio. Didn't mean to, but he finds himself at a hole. 0-2. The Rockies scored in every inning but the 4th, and they had a chance there. They got the leadoff man on, but came up empty. That'll do it for Painter. Terrell Wade rings up the strikeout. Second out of the inning. We'll go to the top of the batting order, and Eric Young. Here's what's going on in Montreal. And a look at the rest of the scores. Houston still trying to hang in there.
Think I should go down and get a bottle of that champagne? Doesn't look like our guys want to use it.
Hey, what? That champagne's going to have more miles on it than you and me. First pitch to Young, out of play, 0-1. I know they normally, when you buy wine, they give you the year, but do they give you the mileage on some of it? Let's see. It went from Atlanta to Florida to here. If it has to go to Cincinnati, they'll have to take it in for a 10,000-mile checkup.
And unless there's a big turnaround in one of these games, it's going to have to go to Cincinnati.
Well, it's aging.
So are we.
Excuse me, swing, and it's 1-2. That'll leave it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Did he go? Nope. Check the swing. Full count, 3-2. That one skipped up there, so it'll mean a new baseball. Terrell Wade out of Rembert, South Carolina, 6'3", a shade over 200. On the ground. Chipper's got to hurry. He does. Good throw, good play. That'll put a lid on the 5th inning, but not before the Rockies tack on one more. One swing of Vinny Castilla's bat has made it an 8-1 Rockies lead.
Go to the 6th. There's your Budweiser game summary. A tough night for Steve Avery. Dante Bichette, another home run. Vinny Castilla, a big night. Here's Don.
To the 6th, Chipper Jones to lead it off. Jones, McGriff, and Justice. First 3 due up. 8-1 Rockies. First one is low, and it's 1-0. Today, one of the prettiest days you will ever see anywhere, and the nights here can be absolutely gorgeous if you don't have to play the game. There's a sunset over the Rockies.
Jeremiah Johnson's up there somewhere.
That's where the inspiration for Purple Mountain's Majesties must have come from. 1-2. The breaking ball misses low. I think any pitch that Lance Painter throws after or during and after this inning is an extra bonus for the Colorado Rockies. This is his first start after making 27 relief appearances. That is drilled to center field. Will the ballpark hold this one? No, sir. Bye-bye. Straightaway center field. Chipper Jones has 20 homers, 76 RBIs. It's an 8-2 ball game. And that might have gotten him a few more votes.
Getting 20 home runs is very important, I think, for the balloting. Fastball up, and he got all of that. They've got a right-hander in the bullpen, and I think Painter is about one hit away from. I mean, he's done his job and done a good job.
Fred McGriff will try to deliver that one hit. Different ball game here. You cannot treat any lead like it's uncatchable. First pitch to McGriff is outside. 1-0. Chipper Jones' 20th home run, but the first of these hits since the 31st of August. So about a 2-week dry spell for Chipper. Up and away, 2-0.
Kevin Ritz is that right-hander in the bullpen.
That's drilled to right field. Could be extra bases. Headed for the corner. McGriff is headed for second. A friendly bounce for Fred. As Dante Bichette has a good arm and loves to throw, but it's going to be a double. So the Braves making some noise here in the 6th inning. Back-to-back extra base hits.
That looked like a curveball, and it really didn't do much. And I'm surprised the way Justice hits Painter that they're leaving him in there, but they are, so maybe David could make him pay.
Justice hits the Rockies as a whole. Since they have been in the league, David has 47 hits. 13 of them have been home runs. 2 out of 4 against Lance Painter. 0 for 2, but he's hit the ball well twice tonight. Painter's breaking ball is down low, 1-0. Hit number 9 for the Braves. 8-2 the score. That's inside. It's 2-0. And Painter may be tiring because he's having trouble throwing strikes.
Boy, San Diego got a tough breakout. Derek Bell, another 10 days to 2 weeks out. He's got a blood clot.
You mean Houston?
Houston, what did I say?
Well, he was with San Diego.
Once.
Foul ball.
Yeah,
2-1. Did that come from when he got hit with a pitch?
I guess so. I don't know, but he's been in and out ever since then. He's hitting .334 and has 86 RBIs.
We talked a little earlier about some MVP candidates. If they had made a little bit stronger run, boy, was he a candidate. Nobody out. Top of the 6th. 1 in. A runner at second. up and in, make it 3-1.
In that Rookie of the Year thing, by the way, Deo Nomo pitching for the Dodgers tonight, and he's got a 5-0 shutout working after 5 innings in Chicago.
McGriff at second. The 3-1 pitch on the way to David Justice. Down low, ball 4. Second walk issued by Painter. Don Baylor staring out. That may be the end of the night for Mr. Painter. Baylor usually doesn't come out for social calls. He sends Larry Bernarth out for that, and the signal has already gone to the bullpen. As a matter of fact, Kevin Ritz, it was on the move even before Baylor got to the foul line. Lance Painter should and is going to get a great ovation from the sellout crowd here at Coors Field. Pressed into emergency starting just to offset the left-handed hitting. Listen to this. Good job by Lance Painter. Eight to 2 the score, but the Braves are threatening here in the 6th inning. A home run by Chipper Jones, McGriff a double, Justice a walk. Spell the end of the night for Lance Painter. Painter went 5+ innings, and he's going to turn it over to Kevin Ritz. You see his numbers. Ritz has been a starter, and he's trying to work his way back. He split a ball game the other day, came on and pitched 4 scoreless innings. I think that was against the Cincinnati Reds. A well-deserved round of applause and a fine performance. I think if you've been a starter, it's tough to come out of the bullpen, but it may be even tougher if you have been a reliever to just a couple of days' notice. Know you're going to have to go out there and throw close to 100 pitches and try to give them 5 or 6 good innings, but I don't think you could have asked for any more out of Lance Painter.
Braves got a chance to sneak right in back into this game now.
A base hit right here will get one in and will certainly keep something going. Devereaux is going to greet Ritz. Mike a double and a single, up to 429 since he put on a Braves uniform. First one inside, 1-0. Down low, 2-0. A walk loads the bases. Kevin Ritz out of Eatontown, New Jersey, now makes his home in Byesville, Ohio. Went to college in Iowa. There's ball 3 upstairs.
Thank you.
Actually went to Indian Hills Junior College after graduating from Davis County, Iowa High School. Rockies scouting director coached there for a long time. Here's a 3-0 pitch. There's a strike through the middle, and it's 3-1. There's scouting director Pat Doherty. Originally with the Detroit Tigers. 6'4", about 220. The 3-1 pitch to Devereaux. That's fouled away. That'll run it full 3-2. 8 runs, 10 hits in error for the Rockies. 2 runs, 9 hits in errorless ball for the Braves. We're in top of the 6th inning. A sellout crowd here at Coors Field. What is this, 43 in a row for him? Did he go? Yes, he did. No argument for Mike Devereaux.
Pretty good comeback by Ritz. Yeah, he did go.
1 out for Charlie O'Brien. O'Brien got the scoring started for the Braves. A leadoff homer last inning. 1 out of 2 for Charlie, his 9th homer. Kind of jump-started his batting average a little bit. He was struggling. And now with 22 RBIs, a strike at the knees. On the outside corner, and Charlie finds himself in a hole, 0-2. the way to the screen. They'll move up 90 feet. Now a base hit will probably plate 2. McGriff to third, Justice to second, 1-2 the count.
Well, that's a big break. Girardi tried to shift, but the ball got right through the wicket.
Big break because Charlie O'Brien with catcher speed, a candidate for a double play. That's the last thing the Braves want right now. That's how you drop 2 or 3 in a row. Upstairs, 2-2. So what's this? Somebody was saying that Bichette should not win the MVP because he plays here.
Yeah, one of their columnists.
Full count to Charlie O'Brien. That's like getting hit by friendly fire, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I guess his point is because it's the hitter-friendly park, but so is Wrigley Field.
But if that's the case, then you can't ever give the MVP or the Cy Young to a pitcher who pitches in the Astrodome.
Yeah, it's silly.
It is absolutely silly. If you put the numbers up there and you're the MVP, it doesn't matter where you play. That's popped up. Middle of the infield. Galarraga says he wants it, but he'll give way to Eric Young. So after running at 3-2, O'Brien pops up, 2 outs. Braves do anything, they're going to have to do it with 2 outs, and it's up to Jeff Blauser.
Then I guess we have to take away all Ernie Banks MVPs and Andre Dawson's and
Al Kalines and Norm Cash because they were at Tiger Stadium.
Lou Brock doesn't get the stolen base record because he played on AstroTurf.
First pitch strike to Blauser. Roger Maris got to give back the home runs. It was a short porch in right field in Yankee Stadium.
Poor people at the Elias Bureau are going to really be busy, aren't they? Changing all these records.
No balls in 1 strike. Down low, 1-1.
Phillies 6-2 in the 8th over Montreal.
Ritz's breaking ball stays inside. 2 balls in 1 strike. Nomo still shutting out Chicago. Two and two. Did he go? No, he didn't. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
We might have gotten a little lucky there, buddy.
We have seen that one rung up more than once. Here's the payoff pitch to Blauser. Got him this time. So Ritz comes on, finishes off the Braves in the 6th innings. They do pick up 1. They do it on 2 hits and leave a couple stranded. There's Chipper Jones' 20th home run. Bottom of the 6th, 8-2 Rockies. If you come to this ballpark, you'll see the seats are dark green except for 1 row. Those are the purple seats that let you know where 5,280 feet above sea level is here at the stadium. Girardi leads it off. First pitch swinging. Terrell Wade pops it high in the air. Blauser's there. 1 pitch, 1 out. So this actually couldn't be Mile High Stadium because most of it is less than a mile high. Right, Marcel?
No, ma'am. You best not do that. Thank you very much.
This is family television. Dante Bichette's had a good night. 2 for 2. Maybe 3 for 3. Nope, Devereaux is there.
now we can
finally got this guy out. Yep, he shouldn't be MVP. He made an out.
Luckily, we can finally say without any problem there are 2 out here in the inning.
Nobody on for Trinidad Hubbard. He came on in place of Larry Walker, who got hit with a pitch. Apparently just a bruise, nothing serious. Terrell Wade looking sharp after the home run by Castilla.
Yeah, he showed you a little something there. It would have been easy to lose all your composure. He's never pitched in front of 50,000 people.
He has set down 5 in a row. The Phillies have picked up 1 more. 8th inning. Phillies up by 5. Another strike. 1-2. I asked hitting coach here, Art Howe, if he had worked with Trinidad Hubbard on this stance. He said, no. If he and Galarraga ask questions, I try to answer. That's all. There's strike 3. Terrell Wade has now set down 6 in a row. We have played 6. It's the Rockies on top. Braves trail it by 6. To the 7th we go. Here to take you the rest of the way, Skip Carey.
Okay, Don, thanks. Mike Mordecai leads it off. He pinch hit a single in the 5th, stayed in the game. The Rockies fans are smiling so far tonight. Philadelphia now 8-2 over Montreal. They're in the 8th. And here's the strike. That's 0-1. 8-10-1 for the Rockies. 2-9-0 for Atlanta. Good off-speed breaking ball. Braves have left 6 runners aboard tonight, 16 last night. Big Kevin Ritz ready to go. Got him looking. Mordecai knew it. 1 down. That is 3 strikeouts for Mr. Ritz. 1 away. And Marquise Grissom will be the batter.
He struggled getting some strikes against Mike Devereaux, but after that shaky 1 at bat, he's been making not just strikes, but quality strikes. Good spots.
Low and away to Grissom. 1 ball, no strikes. Dwight Smith has grabbed the bat and moved on deck. They'll pinch hit for the pitcher, who's batting in the number 2 spot in the order. Good breaking ball. Had him sort of flinching, and he took it. Same deal. Marquise can't believe it. And he is not calling Gary Darling, Darling.
No, he is not. But he is probably calling him by his name. That's the rest of the lyrics of that country song.
I wasn't thinking of that song. 2-2 the count. Got it. He is a strikeout machine. He has faced 5 men. He has struck out 4 of them. Here's Dwight Smith.
Well, you get rung up on a pitch that you think is high, and it's a breaking ball. You really can't afford to lay off of anything at the top of the strike zone. The only thing Marquise compounded his problem a little bit, pulling his head out, and that time it was the fastball by him.
Terrell Wade went 2 innings, gave up a hit, struck out 2, threw a home run ball, and allowed, of course, 1 run. Dwight got a big clutch hit to tie the game in the 9th inning last night. He's not in that kind of spot here. At the knees, outside corner, 0-1. It hasn't been a pretty sight tonight. And if you've joined us late, and I hate to keep saying it, it gives us no pleasure at all, but Steve Avery, another just awful time. 2 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, a walk, 2 hit batsman, a strikeout, a home run. Just missed. A 1-2 the count. All the way to the screen, down and in, 2-2.
Rich has the kind of delivery that can lull you to sleep. Usually with a big guy, you expect a lot more motion. It's very simple, very easy, and a lot of pop right at the end. So he gets more life and more velocity on his fastball than the mechanics should really give him.
Swinging bunt out in front. Can Girardi throw him out? Look at that throw. He got him, and the inning is over. Great play, Girardi. Great play, Galarraga. Boy, the Rockies have sparkled defensively tonight. There's another fine play. No hits, no runs. Watch the big cat at first. No errors, nobody left. Bottom of the seventh, 8-2 the score. The Rockies lead it. Darrell May on the pitch as we go to the bottom half of the seventh inning. May was 4-2 at Richmond, a 3.71 earned run average. The last part of this year, he's out of Sacramento City College, native of Rogue River, Oregon. Check that. He's a native of San Bernardino, California. He went to high school in Rogue River, and his first pitch to Galarraga, low and away. He's 6'2", 170-pounder. In the minor leagues, 36 and 16, a 2.68 earned run average overall. Right off the end of the bat. A 46th round selection in the 92 free agent draft, and here he is pitching in the big league. Had a couple of innings under his belt the other night in Florida. Fouled back again. Galarraga would love to hit that 30th homer. And joined Bichette and Walker and Vinny Castilla, who all have better than that. High and away. It's 2-2. High fly ball, pretty well hit center field, but he didn't get enough of it. Grisham is there, 1 out. So Galarraga is retired. Here's Ellis Burks, 1 for 3 tonight. He's driven in his 3rd run of the series. Kent Mercker pitches tomorrow for the Braves, and Roger Bailey is pitching opponent. We'll have it for you at 3 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. Burks fouls it back, 0-1. May works in a hurry, and Burks slows him down. Low and outside. A ball and a strike. Ground ball, sharply hit. Chipper has it behind the bag. Hop, skip, and throw. Close. He beat it. Chipper took a little too much time. I don't know if he couldn't get it out of the glove or if he just got his rhythm loused up. We'll see how they score it.
Looked like when he slid to his right to make this play, it just took him a second there. Climbed up his glove, and then he couldn't get a real good grip on it. He gunned it. The credit Burks with some real hustle. He didn't concede that was an out. He got himself a base hit out of that.
So a runner at first with 1 out. Tough luck for Darrell May there. And here's Vinny Castilla, who has never done much against the Braves till tonight. He's made up for it this evening. A 2-run single in the first. He singled and scored in the third. He hit a solo home run in the fifth. Vinny now with 81 RBI. I remember him. Funny the things you remember about kids that you meet in this game. We had played in Cincinnati. And I don't know why I was going back to Atlanta. Either I was off the next day or something. The pitch. Line to the center field. He has another hit. And the Braves had just optioned Castilla to Richmond. This was 4 or 5 years ago. And I didn't even see him on the plane until we were about to get off. And then there was room in his row, and I walked up to him and sat down, and I said, well, I just want you to know something. I said, Bobby Cox thinks the world of you. You'll be back here or someplace else. And he had a little trouble with English, but he understood what I was saying. He had tears in his eyes. He said, he really likes me. He said, yeah, he thinks you're going to be a major league ball player. And he was right.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody thought he was going to be this good a player. He was at the time a shortstop. 1-0 to Walt Weiss.
A lot of times they tell you, and they tell the manager, don't get too emotionally attached to your players. But I think you're not human if there aren't some that you really pull for and want to have good careers.
Little tapper towards short. They get one there, and they turn it and get two there, and the inning is over. I'm amazed they could get Walt Weiss. He must have gotten a bad jump because he didn't hit that ball hard at all. Nicely done at second base by Mike Mordecai, and the inning comes to a close, and May pitches out of trouble, and 7 are history, and it's bad news. 8-2 Rockies.
Time for a look at our Delta scoreboard, the game we're keeping an eye on. Philadelphia now leads at 8-2 in the 8th. San Diego leads Pittsburgh 5-1. Just underway in Cincinnati. They had a rain delay. Houston beating up on New York. Nomo is shutting out Chicago. They got a close one going in St. Louis. As a matter of fact, it's very close. In the American League, here's what the scores look like. The Yankees by 1. Milwaukee beaten by Detroit. Texas and Toronto in a close one. And the rest of the scores on your Delta scoreboard. We will duck them in shortly.
Chipper Jones leads off the 8th inning and looks at a strike. Jones 1 for 3, homered his last time. Into the dirt. It's even now 1-1. Jason Bates has checked in to play shortstop for the Rockies, and he will bat in Walt Weiss's spot in the order. Two balls and a strike. Two and two the count. Don making sure his talkback is working up there in the booth, and it seems to be doing okay. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grounded to first. Galarraga has it. Pitcher covers. Ritz wins the race. 1 down. Here's Fred McGriff. A lot of people here at the ballpark not watching the game. The celebration has begun a little early here, but you can hardly blame them. Ahead 8-2, especially the way Ritz is knocking them over here. Grounded to second. Young has it. And nothing you're seeing here in this inning gives you a great deal of hope for the remainder of this contest.
Chasing a lot of pitchers' pitches.
They go to the 9th in Montreal, still 8-2. Phillies have the lead. David Justice 0 for 2 with a walk. Lance Painter figures to be the winner here. Steve Avery will go to 6-13 unless the Braves have a phenomenal comeback. Fastball up and in. Ritz out of the Tigers organization. Never had a solid year over there. On the corner, it's 1-1. In the American League, it was 6-18, a 5.85 earned run average. Hard to figure when you look at his stuff.
I think there are a number of guys on this pitching staff, though, that have benefited from being with Larry Bernard. He is a good pitching coach.
If he is, and I know he is, he winced when he saw that pitch. 3-1 the count. The wave has broken out here at Coors Field. Hot shot. Galarraga knocks it down. He'll win the race himself, and the inning is over. Mr. Ritz has come in and knocked off 9 in a row. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 8-2 the score. The Rockies have the lead, and we'll be back.
43rd consecutive sellout at Coors Field. The 47th.
Kevin Ritz leads it off here. And hits one into right field. David Justice on the move. Puts it away. 1 down. 1 pitch. 1 out. The paid attendance tonight, 50,122. The 43rd sellout in a row. 47th of the year. They become the first team ever to draw 3 million plus in their first 3 years of operation. 3,005,842. Eric Young takes it outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Those fans were named the 3 millionth. Get a trip to spring training and some luggage and
jackets and bats and a nice little goodie package.
The pitch. Downstairs. Young is 2 out of 4.
I came in through the gate just ahead of those folks. Bad timing.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. There's his 3rd hit. And the catcher, Joe Girardi, stands in. Girardi has hit into a force play, doubled and scored. Popped to the catcher, popped to short. He scored 2 runs tonight. He's 1 out of 4. They're in the 9th. Phillies 8-2 over Montreal. Line drive, right center field. That's going to drop for a hit. 2 on, 1 out, and the hits just keep on coming for Colorado. Here's Bichette again. Doesn't he ever get tired? 14 hits for the Rockies tonight. They had 13 last night.
Doesn't it seem like when you're in a ball game like this, and if you're the one with the small number, there are a couple of guys in the lineup who are wearing you out, and you swear they tamper with the lineup because they keep coming up every other inning.
2 more hits for Bichette tonight. That's hit into the alley in left center. It's going to roll for a while. A run will score. Another runner to third. It's a single. 9-2. Well, let's tire him out tonight and get him tomorrow. 110 RBIs now for Bichette.
Off-speed pitch. Bichette is a good off-speed hitter. That was down and away, but he hardly ever strides. Doesn't get off balance. He picked up his 3rd RBI. Castilla has 3, and Young with a pair.
Trinidad Hubbard is the batter. A ball and a strike to count. Little tapper to the mound. Go to second. Out there. On to first. Safe there. Another run is up. So Hubbard drives in a run. Here's Galarraga. Still, you know he's gunning for that 30th homer now. It's 10-2. On the corner, 0-1. Well, nobody's cooperating with our plans of attack. We have a cast of thousands out here. Line drive down the right field line. Into the corner. Let's see if a run could score. Hubbard is around third. They're going to wave him. Here's the relay. He will score standing up. 11-2. '93rd RBI of the year for Galarraga.
Might have had a shot at this. He actually hit a good pitch, hit it down the right field line. Might have had a shot at him, but as it goes into the corner, watch Justice come in, and he can't come up with it. By the time he tracks it down, he's only got one play. Try to hold Galarraga at second.
So it's 11-2. So the Braves cannot clinch tonight, and as Philadelphia is winning easily, that means we can't clinch while we're on the air tomorrow. Might clinch while on an airplane going to Cincinnati. Might not. Swung late. Ellis Burks didn't get it. He's 2 out of 4 with an RBI.
Somebody will have to climb down the cargo hold and bring the champagne up.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, you won't.
0-2 the count. Line drive, base hit. They're going to wave him. No throw by Devereaux. Burks drives in. His 4th run of the series. 2 each night.
Got 2 last night after he was inserted into the lineup. That is not a good 0-2 pitch. Wanted to throw him a breaking ball, but he wanted to bounce it. Burks is a good low ball hitter. Got that one right down the middle.
17 base hits. And a derisive chant and chop by the Denver fans there. Well, they've got this coming the way we've beat up on them. There's only one way to respond to this, and that's to drink a Budweiser. A lot of negative stats in this one. 2 balls and a strike.
And eventually there's always payback, but very seldom do you see an expansion ball club get a chance to enjoy as much payback as the Rockies are doing in only their 3rd year of existence.
I'm a little surprised that they waved the last 2 runners around, but you do get paid to play 9 innings, and the fans come to watch 9 innings of Major League Baseball, so I guess you should play Major League Baseball for 9 innings.
Yeah, you don't do something to embarrass. You don't steal bases and squeeze and stuff like that, but I don't think it's taken a while to get them to this point of aggressiveness. You don't want to take it away.
Full count here, 3-2.
You got to look at Jerry McMorris, their chairman, president, and CEO of this ball club, there sitting behind the dugout a moment ago.
Inning over. Castilla trying to hit one out, goes down swinging, but a rather nice inning for the Rockies. They put 4 more on the board. We go to the 9th. 12-2 our score. We go to the 9th inning. Mike Devereaux will lead it off. Devereaux, O'Brien, and Blauser are due against Kevin Ritz, and the first pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Mike 2 out of 3 tonight. A double, a single, a strikeout. They're still in the 9th. The Phillies lead Montreal 8-2. Fly ball right field. That should be the first one. Bichette is there waiting. 1 down.
Lost in all that's going on is the fact that Kevin Ritz has come on and set down 10 in a row.
He's pitched great. Braves had a chance to get back into the game when he came in. A run in. Runners at first and second, nobody out, but he struck out Devereaux, got O'Brien to pop up on a 3-2 pitch. Struck out Blauser on a 3-2 pitch. 1 out in the 9th. Nomo's still got a shutout going in Chicago. Strike to O'Brien, 0-1. It's even now, a ball and a strike. Kent Merker, Roger Bailey tomorrow. We'll have it for you at 3 o'clock. High fly ball left field, but no carry to it. Burks is there. And there are 2 out. See, I guess we'll voice the tees about 2:40 tomorrow. I'll do about a 1.5 tees. Then do the open thereafter, and then the live.
Do the open live.
Here's Blauser, and they're on their feet. Happy for their Rockies. 0-1. Ritz has been the Ritz. A ball and a strike. Blauser has one hit tonight. A little low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mike Mordecai would be next. Right off his thumb. Jam job. 2-2. Two-two pitch. Grounded to short. That should do it. Bates has it. And the Rockies stay in first place in the West. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left. Kevin Ritz was absolutely perfect for 4 innings. Totals highlights after this.
Vinny Castilla had himself a good night. He was 4 out of 5, 3 singles, a solo homer, 3 RBIs. He is our AutoZone player of the game. Rockies win it, 12-2 the score. We'll give you the rest of the totals after we take a break. 2 in a row for the Rockies. The Braves have dropped 3 in a row. A lot of crooked numbers for the Rockies and none for the Braves. 12-2 the final score. 12 runs, 17 hits in air, and 7 stranded for the Rockies. The Braves 2-9-0 with a half a dozen stranded. Lance Painter went 5 into the 6th. Kevin Ritz came on, retired the last 12 to get the save. Steve Avery's struggles continue, and it may be time to worry just a little bit about Avery. He is now 6-13. Brisk ball game, 2 hours and 14 minutes. Another sellout crowd, 43 in a row, 50,122. And Skip, there is nothing magical about the magic number of 2.
No, there's not. Phillies did win their game, 8-2 the final score. Braves and Rockies tomorrow, 3 o'clock on TBS. Kent Merker against Roger Bailey. A Charles Bronson movie is next on TBS. Kinjite, the Forbidden Subject, comes up next. See you tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. For Don and Pete and Joe and the entire gang here, Skip Carey from Coors Field. So long, everybody.